All right, everybody, let's get down to this video. So starting out here on the outside of the tractor, I'm gonna step away a little bit. I'm kind of sitting around other equipment, so it may be a little tight at times, trying to keep the tractor in frame. I'm definitely not a video professional, so I just do the best I can to try to match people with the right equipment for the job. But this is the 5120G Premium. Just taking a look around the outside here. I will switch views and we'll get into piece by piece where you're not looking at my big ugly mug. All right, so left side view here, obviously four-wheel drive machine. Four-wheel brakes all the way around is pretty standard on most Deutz equipment. You have a very highly visible field of view through your cab. You only have 2 short steps and then up into the cab you go. You have a 38-gallon fuel tank that is lockable on this model. And then you have a 2.5-gallon AdBlue or DEF/urea tank. On the left side of the engine here, we'll get to an engine. Let's just put that on the back burner. We'll get to the under the hood on another section here. The loaders, if you choose to have a loader, you're going to get the same Stoll FZ20 loader that comes on the other 5G tractors with Comfort Ride. Comfort Ride is a very awesome feature that Stoll has come up with, and Deutz options their loaders with them. Basically, it uses a set of accumulators here, and it allows it to all on its own take a little bit of dampening. It gives you a dampening action on your lift cylinder here, and you can see it if you're hitting a bridge or a big bump in the field. You'll watch that move just a little bit, somewhere between maybe 1/8 and 3/8 of an inch, depending on that, and it just takes the shock load out. It gives you a better ride, really. You have the headlights down here, which they're very bright. This tractor, as you can see, has a ton of lights hanging off the front of it. Nobody complains about their field of view in the front, that is for sure. The Euro quick attach system, which has been proven over and over to be stronger than the skid steer quick attach, is standard with this loader series. We'll move around. Nice big, deep, spacious bucket. The kickstands, if you should choose to take your loader off, are already on the loader, and you just fold her all the way down, and there's a procedure for that. A good dealer is going to go over that with you, keep you from getting hurt, and show you the easiest way to get it off and on. Nice straight front axle. As I said, 4-wheel brakes, still easy to maintenance and grease. The brakes are internal wet brakes on this machine. When you come around to the right side, you do have a one-handle quick disconnect for your hydraulic and your electric. The electric is needed to run your third function valves. It runs the diverter valve, allows you to supply power hydraulically to a bale squeeze or grapple or anything that you're needing power for up front hydraulically. And then this tractor does not have a DPF, does use selective catalyst technology and a diesel oxidation catalyst, which is nothing more than a catalytic converter, which we've all been using in some form pretty much since the 1970s. But your muffler and your SCR all is in this one contained unit. It is not a serviceable item, and with proper maintenance of the engine and running the tractor as you're supposed to be running it, building heat, there's very, very few cases of failures. Your battery box is down here on the right side, one single battery, and then you have the movable toolbox. You can entrance and egress on the right side of these tractors, which is a very handy feature. You have a 4-way adjustable mirror set on each side. Your cabin air filters are located up there on the corners. You have beacons and provisions for beacons, flashers on either side. All the tractors come standard with one. You can always get an extra beacon from a dealer. Not hard to do. The premiums are also coming with the wheel weights, and then at our place we also add rim guard ballast to give you every bit of traction, safety, and stability that you can get no matter what your job. Also, the premiums feature the electric 3-point hitch, so you have a PTO rotate and you have your up and down for your rear hitch, which also in these cases has the quick hitch on them. One set of hardware comes with each one. the balls and whatnot, top and lower links. 3 sets of rear service remotes with option that it's already in there for high flow on the premium models with this 60x60 transmission. Allows you to really ramp up your gallon per minute in those cases that you need it. It won't activate until your oil temperature for the transmission reaches 35 degrees Celsius, just to protect itself. It's going to make sure it builds an awful lot of heat and high flow, and everything has to be lubricating properly before the pump will ramp that pressure up for you. You have a 540 6-spline PTO already on here under this cover, and then it also comes with a 21 spline 1000 PTO, and you have provisions for ground speed PTO for anybody using that, along with a nice heavy hammer strapped, or you can take the bolts out and go to a flat swing and drawbar. And both of your 3-point links are independently adjustable for height. So you can get on task pretty quickly to anything that you're trying to do. And that pretty much is just a walk around on the outside of the machine. Let's take a look under the hood. All right, so I got the hood opened up. Gives you a nice access. I've removed a few things to make this easier as we go. So this is, everything is buttoned up and closed up normally, but we've opened it up. I did not take the side panel off this left side of the engine because there's really nothing there to show. There's no service points for you. You're just looking at intercooler tube and turbo and part of the intake. And then back there you can see, you know, some NOx sensors and a little bit of the SCR type system there. But otherwise, nothing anybody's going to do on their daily checks. So here, first and foremost, you have your AC condenser. It is on rails and will slide all the way out to the side so that you can clean it out a lot easier. When you're done, simply slide her back in and lock that back in place. When you pull that out, it enables you to get to the fuel cooler, the intercooler, and your hydraulic cooler, which are located directly behind that, but still in front of the radiator. This little feature here, they utilize the PowerCore air filter system. This element is a long life element. They are quite amazing. I got to witness how amazing this last week. You don't blow these out. You don't do anything. They start off a little larger on this side, get a little tighter as they go in. You just replace them once either your sensor tells you that it's starting to have too much restriction, or when you notice a lag in performance. But they do last exponentially longer than your typical paper air filters. And then there's another element down inside that goes with it as well. There's an outer and an inner. And then you simply put the cap back on. Let's roll around here to the other side. You have screens for your radiator. There's a top screen. It comes out. And then when it comes out, you just lift up on the bottom screen and come out of the same hole. Allows you to keep your radiator nice and clean, keep you from overheating. The panel for this side, sitting down here now. Simply your coolant reservoir, your AC compressor, your alternator, your belt. You can check your belt. It's not something you typically have to mess with on a daily basis, but it never hurts to wiggle the belt and make sure she's tight. Both your high pressure fuel filter is the front one, your low pressure / water sensor filter right there in the back. You have your oil fill, that cap there, your oil filter right there, easy to get to. There's a cutout in the side of the loader frame, and your dipstick for the engine to check your engine oil level. So under the hood, still a very simple, easy to maintenance design. Quick thing to note, I wanted to go back to this. So this air filter setup with the PowerCore draws in air through here, through these little unique fins, gets it swirling using the pressure that the fan creates, which is a multi-speed fan on these tractors. It's creating a vacuum basically, and it pulls your heavy matter, all your heavy particulate that it's drawing in. It pulls it down using that suction off the fan and blows it out under the tractor, so it doesn't even have the chance to reach that air filter. If that's not thinking, I'm not sure what is. So anyway, that's a quick under the hood. Walk around back right quick. Pretty standard on your front axle service. They're going to do that. Your oil immersed brakes are going to probably be the dirtiest thing about it. You do have a nice sight glass on these tractors. Over here on the side of the transmission, you can see, very easy to see. If it gets covered up in dirt or mud, a simple grease rag or a towel, wipe it off, and you can see your oil levels. Other than grease zerks located at every point pretty much on the whole machine, that is the bulk of your regular service items. So the inside of the cab here, started this tractor up. It's kind of cold out today, so figure it wouldn't hurt to let her run a little while. You have a very simple instrumentation here. You have just a fuel gauge, tachometer, mile per hour for us here in the US, hour meter, your DEF indication here. And then over on this little right panel, this is where it tells you, whether you're in forward or reverse. There's a trip meter, etc. This one here is giving you your 3 power shift levels. So you have like a creep, a turtle, snail, turtle, and rabbit. And then right over beside you have the stop and go feature. Stop and go is a very unique feature to where if you're bailing or such, you get ready to come to a stop to do your tying or wrapping, you would just simply, when your alarm goes off, hit the brake and the tractor will stop and hold itself. When you're done and you shut your tailgate, just release the brake and the tractor will accelerate back up to your set ground speed. Your lights on the tractor itself, not the cab, are all controlled from here. This wheel is a tilting and telescopic wheel. Over on the left side, you also have your front wiper, horn, high and low beams for your headlights. Then you have your shuttle mechanism here. This is how you modulate between soft 2, soft 1, medium, hard 1, and hard 2 for how intense your power shuttle is. Over here you have your 5-speed main gearbox with your 2 power shift buttons here and here. Your D-clutch button on the front, which you use to shift there anytime you're moving amongst those 5. Then you have redundant or secondary power shift buttons over on your loader control. So when you're doing loader work, if you reach over with your left hand, shuttle, and you go back over here and your right hand's on the stick, you don't have to remove it from your loader control to power shift up and down. Also, these come with the third function kit already on the loader, like we discussed in the outside video walk around. And this button here on the right is your diverter valve. So that's how you get power to your grappler, your bell squeeze. Right down here on this tractor is where you find your sub-transmission. It is a 4-speed, so between the 4 sub-ranges, 5 on each range, and 3 power shifts gives you a 60x60 transmission. Everything in green is directly related to your rear hitch. Everything in blue is your rear hydraulics. Everything in orange is powertrain related, and yellow is for PTO. Makes it nice and simple. All 3 of these have float, and they have a detent on them, so you can pull her down and lock it. So if you're running something with constant power, you don't need bungee straps and all those little things. As you can see, visibility is excellent from this tractor all the way around. You can see everything you're doing. Left side is where the radio would be. Unfortunately, the distributor is out of radios at the moment, so they're sending them to us as they come in. Your cab light control features are located on this panel up here as well. And you have your high-vis roof and sunroof, and your climate control over on the right side. So, all in all, a very posh layout. If I stand up and turn around, we're also taking a look at the very nice Grammer 6-way seat. And then the only other thing in the cab you have is your PTO controls that you set your speeds down here, and you engage over here. All right, so that's the inside. All right, so I hope that gives everybody a little bit of an idea, a little preview. If you were thinking about a 120 horsepower range tractor, give you something else to think about if you haven't considered a Deutz. Been a great tractor for us. Have a lot of happy customers. Right now at this point, I can honestly say we've had very minimal contacts about warranty, service work, outside of just your normal routine service, your oil changes, fuel filters. They've been great. So if you haven't considered one, at least consider one before making a purchase. It's quite an investment to buy any tractor, especially once you start achieving getting into the premium tractors and things of this horsepower size. So anyhow, thanks for watching my video about the 5120Gs. If you don't mind, hit that subscribe button and let me know. Give me some feedback on it. Let me know what I can do to make these videos a little bit better. If they're, I know they need something. I just don't know what to do with it. That's just not my thing. So I'll do kind of what I can. And you guys have a great rest of your weekend.